Okay, so 2014 in video games. It was a meh year for sure. There were a lot of titles that came out last year that had a lot of promise, and said titles got mixed reviews from various gamers. A lot of the games in 2014 either had a ton of padding in it, were barely functional when it came out, or didn't live up to people's expectations. And Call of Duty. But you know what I think? It wasn't as bad of a year as people thought. Sunset Overdrive came out, which brought us a lot of creative visuals and a different style of third-person shooting. Wolfenstein The New Order also came out, which had an interesting what-if story and fun gameplay to boot. And Rack also came out, which was a nice return to the 90s style of first-person shooters. Even last year's Call of Duty wasn't that bad, because it had the exosuits that gave your character some added agility. And Kevin Spacey. What, I really don't need to add anything else to that. Just Kevin Spacey. But the best thing to happen in 2014, in my opinion, was 3D Realms coming back into action. Last year, Interceptor Entertainment, the guys who worked on the Rise of the Triad remake, bought out 3D Realms. And, in October the 23rd, something magical happened.
Hi, I'm John St. John, the voice of the guy with the mighty boot, the shades, and the gum. Never mind, I'm all out of gum. In 1990, the PC game revolution started in Dallas, Texas. 3D Realms became legend, and this is their legacy.
3D Realms didn't just come back, but to commemorate their return, they released an anthology of all their games. The 3D Realms Anthology has 32 very awesome games, ranging from first-person shooters, to platformers, to shmups. A lot of the Apogee classics are in this anthology, and ready to be played by you. You can also go to the 3D Realms website and buy each game individually if you wanted to, or try some of them for free. No, you heard me right. You could be playing some of these games right now, and for free. All you need to do is to create an account on their website, and boom! 7 games are ready to be downloaded and installed. These games run on MS-DOS, and were released before the 3D Realms logo came into the picture. Now, some of you out there may be put off by the old school stuff like this, but don't worry, these games aren't that intimidating. They're a lot of fun once you play them for a few minutes, and to show you that the old school stuff can still kick butt, I'm gonna briefly play through all of them. Let's start off with Alien Carnage, which was originally released as Halloween Harry in 1993, but changed its name to Alien Carnage in 1994, and was a collaborative effort between Interactive Binary Illusions and Sub-Zero Software. The story is... Can we break here for a minute? As much as I'd like to explain every aspect to a game, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna skim the story segments of these games. Why? Well, I could explain right now, but what's the fun in that? Instead, I'll walk you through the opening cutscene to this game. Okay, so stop me if any of this sounds familiar. It's the future, and aliens are attacking our planet. Also, our lovely commanding officer here tells us that the aliens' leader wants to, you guessed it, take over the world.
Of course!
What a diabolical plot! Yeah, sure it is, Harry. But isn't this girl gonna send some backup for Harry? Okay, she sent some other people in there for recon. Let me guess, they didn't make it back, did they? Yeah, that's right, I thought so. Gee, I wonder what happened to them. Did they okay, they turned into zombies. Yep, sure. Those fiends! Yeah, nothing gets past you, huh, Harry? Blah blah blah, rescue the hostages, then get to the elevator, collect kill weapons, etc, etc. In all seriousness, the story isn't bad. It does its job of providing context for the game. Besides, the stories in games like Alien Carnage and other Apogee games aren't gonna shake new grounds, because they weren't meant to. You don't play Alien Carnage and expect The Walking Dead. You play Alien Carnage to have fun. And that's what Alien Carnage does best. So yeah, the other games, I'll just skim the story aspects and go into how they play and why I think they're fun. So we good? We good. Anyway, Alien Carnage is a side-scrolling platformer where you go through levels, decimating aliens and zombies, and rescue hostages. You then exit the level through the elevator, and rinse and repeat until you fight off a boss, or something. What, I didn't play a whole lot of it. You start off with a flamethrower, like every good game should do, but you can also get other weapons by buying them through vending machines. Each weapon, including your starter weapon, the flamethrower, has a limited amount of ammunition, so be sure to spend the money you make by killing off enemies wisely. You can also fly around the level using a jetpack, which uses the same fuel that your flamethrower uses, so be very careful about how you fly around the level and use your flamethrower. On the bright side though, the flamethrower vending machines don't cost anything to use. There's no such thing as a free lunch, but at least you get free drink refills. Speaking of weapons, you can use homing missiles, napalm bombs, screen-clearing omegas, and my personal favorite, photons. Each weapon feels different to use, so use them all. Those monsters aren't going to go anywhere. As I mentioned earlier, you have to rescue a certain number of hostages in order to proceed to the next level, and like any good game, it isn't easy. A lot of the levels are maze-like, and sometimes you'll have to press a lever in order to open a specific path of a level. There are also hidden paths to look out after as well, so be sure to look out for those. The levels can sometimes be overwhelming, so when you get the chance, save, and save often. Overall, not a bad game. It's a pretty fun fly and burn 'em up, if that's even a genre. Next up, Menace. Originally released in August of 1993 and developed by Apogee Games. Like Alien Carnage, Menace is a side-scrolling platformer. Each level has monsters to gun down, power-ups to collect, and rescue the occasional hostage in order to proceed to the next level. The power-ups range from an automatic rifle, to a super automatic rifle, to a cool laser weapon. You also have explosives that you can use aside from your standard weapon, and these range from standard explosive grenades to incendiary grenades to landmines. I don't like the landmines much. Stay away from the landmines. Also like Alien Carnage, the hostages are not easy to reach. In order to rescue them, you'll need to look for a special key, and these range from a crystal to a keycard. These keys are sometimes hidden in locked doors. You can unlock these doors by finding keys scattered throughout the level, and there's also a lot of cool bonuses in these doors as well. So unlock all the doors. This is actually one of my favorite Apogee games, out of all the other free games. The controls are satisfying, and it's a lot of fun blasting monsters away. I highly recommend you check this one out. It's a ton of fun. Next game is Major Striker, a top-down shmup released in January 31st of 1993 and developed by Apogee. This is another one of my favorite free Apogee games, although playing this on novice can be a bit tough. Hey, don't look at me like that! Don't let the name fool you! It isn't as easy as it sounds. Each level has you shooting up alien ships while rescuing captive ships for points. Okay, seriously? This is the third game where I've mentioned captives. What gives? Like any good shmup, this game lets you power up your ship. You can get various power-ups ranging from the side dishes that protect you and can harm other enemy ships on contact, a temporary speed boost, or an extra screen-clearing bomb. Gotta love those. I would have loved to have shown you more, but honestly, I'm bad at novice difficulty. And this first stage boss was as far as I got. Still a blast to play through though on the beginner difficulty, and yes, I don't take shame in saying that. You gotta love it when you lose all of your lives though.
Game over, man!
These guys weren't big into aliens, were they? They were. Next game is Monuments of Mars, a platforming game released in January 1st of 1990 and programmed by co-creator of Duke Nukem, Todd Replogle, and apologies if I mispronounced the name. The story to this one is actually different from the other games I've talked about so far. You're an astronaut that was sent to Mars to explore. Instead of rescuing hostages, you collect alien artifacts. For research. Yes, research. And definitely not points.
Great is good for you!
This one is more puzzle and platforming focused than the other games. While you do get to zap aliens, that isn't the huge focus of the game. There are a lot of difficult jumps that you have to make, as well as solve some room puzzles. Still fun to play through, but man, it can be difficult. What makes this one special is that this was the first Apogee game to scrap extra lives. In this game, you get infinite lives, so feel free to make mistakes and get messy. Just don't forget to save when you do so. Next one up is Pharaoh's Tomb, released in December 14th, 1990. It's a platforming game similar to Monuments of Mars, and it was created by George Broussard, the same fellow who created Duke Nukem. In this game, you make your way through the levels while doing some collecting and platforming until you reach the final level of the chapter and obtain the ultimate treasure. This one is, again, one of my favorites, and one that I recommend you download. Sure, the graphics are simple, the sound effects don't pack a punch, and there's no music, but honestly, I think that adds charm to the game. A lot of the sound effects in the game are very light, and personally I like how the graphics look. Not every game needs to have fully realized graphics in order for it to be a good game. It's also very satisfying to collect coins and jump on blocks for extra points or gold. Sometimes it's the simplest games that are the most fun. Not much to say about this one, but just play it for yourself. It's quite entertaining. Next game is Arctic Adventure, released on October 9th, 1991, and again made by George Broussard. It's very similar to Pharaoh's Tomb. In fact, it's a sequel to Pharaoh's Tomb. What separates this game apart from Pharaoh's, besides the icy aesthetic, is that this game has a hub world. Instead of going through a linear progression, you can pick the level you want to start playing, then you go back to the hub after you finish the level. The game also has new sound effects, new monsters, new traps, but it's still as much fun as Pharaoh's Tomb. Another new feature? Like Monuments of Mars, Arctic Adventure has unlimited lives, so don't fret if you mess up. And trust me, you'll mess up. A lot. If you enjoy Pharaoh's Tomb, then you'll also enjoy Arctic Adventure. Last game I'm going to cover is Star Gunner, released in November 19, 1996, and developed by Apogee. I tried to get some footage for this one, but you have got to see this. Trust me, this game shouldn't be going this fast. So instead I'm going to be using footage from the trailer. Sorry. Honestly, I can't say anything specific about this game, except that you collect gems when you destroy ships, and you use said gems to upgrade your ship in between levels. Overall, not bad. It feels pretty good when you upgrade your ship to the point where you can shoot in 3 different directions. So that's that. Those are the games that you can get via 3D Realms' website. Don't forget to check out some of their other titles, or if you want all of them in one convenient package, consider getting the 3D Realms Anthology. Check this in-depth video out if you're interested, and don't forget to check in on the 3D Realms website. Also, if you know how to use DOSBox, then check out RBG Classic Games. They've got a ton of old DOS shareware titles, including some titles from Apogee. That's all the time I have. Take care.
Damn, that was annoying.